Hello?
Hello?
Hi!
Smooch the Tucc, take one. That was really good.
Hello!
Hi!
Well, we're here.
We're queer.
Ish.
I'm queer.
Depends on the day for me.
Yeah.
It's not Pride. We didn't shoot during Pride Month because we respected the holiday the whole month.
The high holidays of Pride.
High holidays.
Yeah.
It is July now. The last time we shot was May. Well, Will's opening wine. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure. So we are in, if you're American, you would say Piedmont, but the Italians would say
Piemonte.
And the big grape there is Baby's Whisper. The grape there is Nebbiolo. So you hear the Barolos, Barbarescos, really, really fancy. Prato Grande, Monsecco, Collini, Novarese.
Denominazione di origine controllata.
Okay.
Can you?
So we're doing Nebbiolo. That's one thing. Piedmont is known for hazelnuts, so these are hazelnuts. I hope you can zoom in on that, on the Mount Kisco Seafood Chef's Special Soup.
Huge place from our childhood, Mount Kisco Seafood.
Yeah, my grandma got some soup recently, and I saved the container.
Yep.
Because I'm a man of a certain age. This is it's a guy, and he is like the I think in Commedia he's like a stock character. He's all about like wealth and food and whatever gesture this was that you were doing.
Oh yeah, this
in the
same
last...
gesture. Yeah.
He's known for wearing brown with a red trim, and so
I'm brown with a red trim. He's red with a brown trim. And we will insert a picture of our inspiration here.
And cheers.
Cheers. It's so nice to be back on the couch with you.
It's so nice to be back on the couch. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for having me. So here we are, season 2, episode 2 of
Smooch the Tucc. Did I say it right?
Episode 2 of Smooch the Tucc,
chronicling
Searching for Italy.
With Stanley Tucci.
Yes, with him.
Happy to be here.
Happy to be here. We've sort of let all of the episodes come out.
Yeah.
And now we'll be watching them as we please.
With leisure. The sense of that.
I would like to just, before we begin, have a hazelnut.
Saluti.
Saluti. I've never eaten a hazelnut by itself, only in a mix. You know? I mean, Ferrero Rocher.
Those are really good.
They were really good. Okay.
Why do we think that they were like the most expensive candies?
Oh my god. I thought that they were so fancy.
Wrapped in gold.
But like, we'd go to CVS and buy them.
I know. They're still fancy.
Shall we?
Let's begin.
Let's do it.
You'll find yourself in the fertile plains of Piedmont. White truffles, to rice for risotto, and the finest wines.
Un ristorante magico.
A magical
They just
restaurant.
don't like to shout it. Oh my god. I'm Stanley Tucci. I'm Italian on both sides.
Yep.
Italian on both sides.
Just has to tell us that.
How
Whoa!
it resurrects a dead person.
Look at those glasses.
Piedmont's a place.
I love Brooklyn. I love Brooklyn.
Nose.
No,
Nose.
it was good. Good.
Good nose. Oh!
Oh
And
no.
cut things a little different to unearth its real treasures. Turin is the capital of Piedmont, a region in the extreme northwest of Italy, directly on the border with France.
Have you ever been to this part of Italy?
I've only been to Rome twice. I've never been to this part.
I've never been anywhere near this. He said it's very close to France, and it feels a little Parisian, and that makes me feel good about this.
But if there's a drink that sums it up, it's this. Bicerine, a potion that's been all the rage since the 1760s.
I've never had that.
Can I
Have you
put
that?
my spoon in it? That's really good.
I want it.
3 layers. Coffee, chocolate, cream, different temperatures.
Coffee, chocolate,
Cream. Different temperatures.
different temperatures.
Coffee's hot. Chocolate, I mean, it's warm. Cold cream?
That doesn't seem right. It was foamy.
You can whip it, and
Oh.
just whip it. Just whip it.
Paolo Vizzari has agreed to fill me in on the details.
Oh,
Ciao.
Cute.
So good to see you.
He's bald.
Piacere.
So you have bald no beard and bald beard. Were you thinking this?
I was.
Which one?
I love Stanley. We love Stanley, and I think he works really well without a beard. But
Yeah.
typically, I lean beard.
Yeah.
I want the beard, but there is a delicate balance when you're bald.
Yeah.
This guy also has an Italian accent, so he can do whatever he
Whatever the
wants.
fuck he wants.
But Il Cambio's head chef, Matteo Baronetto,
Got
in
good
the
gray
21st
hair.
century,
Thick gray hair.
while still preserving the essence of what makes the restaurant unique.
È un ristorante magico.
Magical restaurant.
I don't have anything to say. Isn't it incredible?
And then he doesn't say anything.
That's it. That's it.
This is a Piemontese classic, financiera, a stew made from the cheaper parts of animals.
Brains.
Oh,
Not for you. I think it's a no. No brains. No brains for you. Have you had?
no, look at how many brains are on this table.
Well, oh yeah, that's 2 in the back, white brains, and then I think 2 in front. And then there's some other things.
What the hell
going
is
on.
this stuff?
Well, he said it's the cheaper parts, so I'm guessing...
Oh, wait.
Is that a foot?
Testicles. It's written on the screen. Granelle, part of the testicles.
I mean, he'll tell us which... He'll point at them, but which one do you think it is
Good
right
to
now?
know. I think it's got to be those log-shaped things.
Kind of like in the
Pink
upper
logs?
one, the pink logs.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. That looks like intestines.
And
Yeah,
then
it's
that
like-
brown thing. What do we think that is? And then there's also this.
The brown thing, I think, is... I'm going to say it's the taint, although I don't know how you would describe a taint of an animal. And then that thing that's not a brain... Maybe a thyroid. Have you... You don't fuck with any of that stuff.
My dad loves tripe.
That's my one. I can't.
I know, it's your one that you can't.
The one that I can't.
Oh, okay. The brains and the
Testicles and the
genitals.
taint and the thing.
The testicles
Testiculo.
in the middle of the spine. Yeah.
Oh, I don't need to eat that.
Sorry. Ew.
I mean...
They're making brain soup.
Brains. You had to use every single part. Grandma style.
Brains and balls and spine.
Isn't that what you're looking for in a man?
Actually,
Brains,
yes.
balls, and a fucking spine.
Actually, yes. So this is the ideal man soup.
The ideal man soup. Thank you.
I was afraid of the testicles.
The testicles.
Eat it,
I
skin.
love
Yeah.
waffle. You're amazing. Amazing.
You're amazing.
You're amazing.
What is the most esoteric part of an animal that you would gladly eat and that you would deign to eat?
The first thing that came to my mind is tongue.
Gladly.
I just did a little.
Tongue.
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it.
Once the animal's food passes the tongue, you don't care for the
I
journey
don't
along
need
the
the parts that, like the intestines,
Stomach.
the stomach lining, the lining of the spine situation.
never heard of that.
The brain, I don't feel good about.
I've had beef heart schnitzel.
Drag name beef heart schnitzel.
Heart is very, it's like irony. It has like a metallic kind of quality. But something by like pounding the shit out of it with you know, the thing that fucking makes it flat. The
Meat pounder.
meat pounder. And breading it and frying it like really sort of worked well. I would happily have beef heart.
What would you deign to have?
I deign to have anything else. I don't know if there's anything off limits except for tripe. It's not fish, but it has like this fishy, unctuous
Because it's like stewing in all of the.
juices. I heard a story about a guy who was a big fan of some site, got a job there, fixed the bug in the site that had been bothering him, and then put his 2 weeks notice in.
I actually love that.
Got a job, he got paid to fix, and then he was like, oh, finally, and then he's quit.
I really love that because I do unfortunately come from a stubborn school of thought of like, if I want it done right, I gotta do it myself.
Yeah.
They still haven't fucking fixed this.
I'll get a job there. I'll fix it my damn self.
Respect.
This region and beyond.
Oh,
Glasses.
glasses.
Hello.
Other
Oh, the
glasses.
glasses.
Piola da Celso
Love.
is a
Great.
family-run business. Elisabetta does the cooking, and her son Carlo serves the customers.
Glasses.
Yeah,
Must
related.
have
Today,
other stuff, yeah.
Elisabetta is making a Piedmontese specialty, bagna cauda, a warm sauce made from anchovies and garlic that you dip vegetables into. It's a dish that...
Anchovies and garlic and olive oil. It is...
I've never had this.
You've never had bagna
my
cauda?
3 favorite ingredients of all time. What is it called? Say it again.
Bagna cauda, warm bath. You've never had?
You've made?
I've made. I'll make for you.
I want
Important.
anchovies, up, down,
Anchovies.
left, right. I want them everywhere. Whoa!
A whole fucking jar of stinky little fish.
I don't think there are any more left in the ocean.
More!
Jar 2. What is that?
What is
Celery?
that? It looks like a weird celery.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
I want-
He double dipped.
Good.
I double dipped.
It's amazing.
È un sogno. È un sogno la bagna calda.
See,
Good. She's got a good smile.
if I smell of garlic, I don't care. So
Yeah,
I'm starving.
same.
Is the chef good?
Yes,
Eccomi qua.
she's really proud of you.
She should be.
Oh,
Questo lavoro si fa con amore, se no.
She.
It's all about passion.
Yeah.
Donna.
Great.
love. Would have killed to be at that table.
I love that table. I love a mother-son situation.
Yeah.
I love the intergenerational thing, of course.
Excuse me. Excuse me again.
Scuzi.
Miss Scuzi. Oh, we had a cousin Scuzi.
Name was Scuzi?
I never met him, but I've heard tell of a cousin Scuzi who used to go around just going, Scuzi.
The Costardi brothers celebrate the very best of Piedmont's local produce. Their signature dish is a risotto made with Lavazza coffee, a beer reduction, and Grana Padano cheese.
Whoa.
To take inspiration from what happened in our life, from music, from television, from cinema, from art, from everything.
The beard one's eyes were very interesting. Do you catch him like looking at the camera? Like he's not doing the talking, so I'm curious about that one.
I'm always more interested in the one who's not doing the talking.
Hello.
Hello?
What are you gonna give us?
That's a revelation. That's like 1,000.
That's a lot for him.
Revelation.
That's a revelation. That's huge for him.
That is.
It must be really good.
You
were
Sorry.
There's something that grows here that's so special, you have to try it. The white truffle.
Oh!
It's so coveted that it's sold on the
Oh,
market
shit.
and at charity
her.
auctions for huge sums of money. This season's largest white truffles are selling to bidders from Italy and around the world.
I want that job. I want that job.
Someone here has a job in, what do you call this, an auction house?
An auction house for truffles.
For truffles. She's dressed up.
Like a Renaissance princess is the best way to describe it.
And she's walking around with truffles.
LARPing with truffles.
Last up, a truffle weighing close to 2 pounds, pulling in bidders from Moscow and Hong Kong.
100,000 euros for a 2-pound fucking mushroom.
Wow. One time, my dad and I, first time my dad came to have dinner with me when I was at NYU. We ate at, I believe it was Il Buco.
Oh, sure.
It was like a Monday night, so there was like nobody in the restaurant. We ate downstairs in sort of a cellar type room. When we were ordering our meal, they said we have a special on the menu, white truffle. I certainly didn't know the deal
18.
with truffle.
Yeah, 19.
At that age. And I guess my dad didn't really either, which kind of surprises me. We get the pasta. They come to the table with the truffle, shave a little bit on.
Yeah.
I mean, it was unbelievable. When the bill came, my dad was like, and he still talks about that to this day. There was a separate item on the menu for the truffle itself.
Do you remember how much it was?
A couple $100.
At Pastis, my first restaurant job that I talk about, we always said the prices of like, we have this special for this amount, you can do this for that.
You should say it.
And there were some people who were like, I don't want to know the prices, and blah, blah, blah. And it's sort of like, we just want to give you the information so you can decide what to do with it.
You know what? Worth it. Hashtag worth it.
White truffles sell for extraordinary amounts of
Driving
money because
gloves.
they're so hard to find, even if you know what you're doing.
Yep.
Newsboy hat.
I'm going to meet a truffle hunter. But I'm meeting someone who's agreed to show me
Oh,
some of what
Dogs.
my
Also.
interest.
God.
Goals.
Goals.
Ciao, Stanley. Piacere.
He's got the life I want.
Igor Bianchi.
Do you know what it is? I move now. For the next 5 to 8 years, I'm the girl. I'm the girl in the Renaissance outfit. Around 48 or so, I grow it out and I start putting some bands in the beard, and this is what I do.
If you're gonna have that beard, do that with it and be this. I love him. What's the hat? Let's just break it down for 1 second. Well, it looks like a button-down shirt, and I think I see a sliver of a t-shirt under it.
Uh-huh.
Like blue checkered button-down.
Yeah.
Vest. Or no, jacket. Vest on top.
He's what Latrice Royale would call a bitch, being in total control of herself. That's that.
Take that
Take notes.
into your week. I'm taking notes. This is how I'm going to go through the rest of the week.
Is known as the king of truffle hunters.
He is a king.
No.
I love him.
Shall we?
Oh.
Let's go.
Gorgeous dogs.
So beautiful. Lola and Scuzi have been trained since they were puppies to
Lola
detect
and
the truffle's
Scuzi.
unique scent. Tartufi, pardon.
Good laugh.
Good
Good
laugh.
laugh.
Go, Susie, go.
Oh, Susie's got a body cam.
Igor once found a perché in Francia usano le...
Oh, pigs are France.
No, maiale non ha comandi, non ascolta.
Pigs don't listen.
Come fai a far lavorare un
I have
maiale
thoughts
che
about that. I think pigs do listen if you train them.
Pigs are supposed
Hold
to be
on,
very
what's he about to
intelligent.
say? Pigs are good to make salami. Have you ever? We'll talk about it later. This is too much. This is too much. I have a lot of feelings about that. Pigs are smart. They're smart like dogs. I met a pig once that made me think the whole entire thing about maybe I shouldn't eat pigs.
Excuse me.
Scuzi.
Lola's digging somewhere.
She's on it.
Body cam.
Yeah.
She's got something.
Falso allarme.
For all of Igor's expertise, the last few years have been tough for truffle hunters. Climate change has meant less summer rainfall, hence fewer truffles.
So it's sort of like freelancing.
Oh, digging, nothing.
The work's gonna be there or it's not gonna be there.
You still have to show up.
How does he make money?
It's probably a seasonal thing. He's got to find X number of truffles or number of pounds of truffles.
Certain times of the year.
At certain times of the year, and then he just like kicks back and listens to Robin.
Seems like he lives somewhere where nobody else lives. Probably enjoys it.
He probably
No,
knows
poi
it.
piove, poi dopo 35
Oh,
giorni...
okay, after July.
Yeah.
Però...
Luckily for me, Igor did find a truffle yesterday, and he wants to cook up a classic truffle dish in his garage. Oh my God! No, it's truffle. Simple recipes are best
That'll
when
be
it comes to
$500.
showing off the truffle's flavor. So Igor's cooking the eggs fried in butter, topped with shaved truffle.
Poi
Sure.
mettiamo il tartufo, poi mettiamo il coperchio, così si
Simple
scalda un
meal.
po', prende bene. Io mi diverto, il cane si diverte.
He loves it.
Si diverte.
He hangs out with Lola and Susie.
Posso mangiare adesso? See? Despite all the razzmatazz and velvet cushions, when it comes down to it, white truffles are really a simple, earthy pleasure, straight from Mother Nature.
Eh?
Look at that.
Put that bread right
Right
in
in
that
there.
thing.
Yeah.
Perfetto.
Oh! When's the last time you left America?
2018.
Whoa, where?
Flew into Lisbon. We spent a couple days in a sleepy beach town outside Lisbon. Went back to Lisbon, rented a car, drove all the way up to like Galicia in like northwest Spain. Drove all the way through the Asturias,
Wow.
Basque country. That's where my family's on my dad's side. That's where like one branch is. They're from Pamplona, Spain. Went to San Sebastian, Pamplona, and in Madrid, where when I was filming, searching for Spain. I hadn't been back since I was 22, so we did that trip. That was like about 2 weeks. We booked out like the Airbnb a day before. When you do that, it's either the cheapy or the expensy. We're like, well, we just need a place to sleep.
Yeah.
And I think I'm too old for like the cheapy.
Yeah. I mean, I feel this way. I'm a woman of a certain age.
When was the last time you left the country?
I did go to Aruba in February. I guess I meant Europe. And so for me, that's 2019. Watching this show, it's just like really, it's so
To not be there,
hard.
to not-
I think something that draws us to each other and makes us such good friends is that, like, and correct me if I'm wrong, ideal day, night. The phones are gone. We are eating,
Yeah.
maybe cooking some of what we're eating.
Yeah.
I'm picturing your apartment, like,
Let's turn towards each other. I think it's important.
like leaning against the fridge, holding the glass while somebody's doing something in the kitchen.
yeah.
Oh, can I do this? Can I do this? Conversation's happening. We're pausing to do something about the food, right?
Yeah.
And this goes on for hours and hours. We sit, we eat, we drink some more, we
Yeah.
eat again.
Second dinner.
Maybe there's a fire pit if we're in the Catskills.
Mm-hmm.
We sleep, we wake, we coffee. I don't know if I did that every day, if I would love it as much, but like, I just want to be surrounded by people who want that type of life.
Taking pleasure in those sort of things, the older I've gotten, that's become a cornerstone or a linchpin or like a very important quality in all my relationships.
I completely agree. I don't know, there's a lifestyle and
No.
a feeling that is created, but it involves eating. It involves
Conversation, curiosity, all that stuff.
Yeah. And just like being there.
Yep. Thank you.
Gotta
Thank
be
you.
there.
Grazie.
Some of these trees are ppurple.
I'm
Fully
honored
purple.
Beautiful. I haven't seen that.
coveted treat.
Me neither.
That
Not
comes
here.
from this land of coveted trees.
Is it dirt or is it purple?
Unclear. He
I
said
think
it.
so too.
Due to a unique combination of geography and climate, these hills are home not only to the white truffle, but also one of Italy's most celebrated red wines. Julia Negri
Love
is the
her
first person in
already.
her family to make Barolo from vines on this estate.
Great.
On cloud wine.
They were a big family of engineers from Turin.
Gorgeous.
And they bought
Love
it
her.
in 1870. And they made one of the first car in Italy. And they bought it as countryside house.
Yeah.
When he was driving to this scene, he had a mustard newsboy cap on,
Uh-huh.
and now he has a navy one.
These slopes get a lot of sun, although not today, making them perfect for growing Nebbiolo, a thin-skinned grape that's hard to cultivate outside this
This is
region.
Nebbiolo. It's not
It's
that,
the
but
only grape that can be used to make Barolo.
Come in.
I mean, this life. I would live this life.
I know.
So
Happily.
here, you can smell it,
I
definitely.
definitely
Smelly.
smell it. Oh, you're putting wine.
We are pumping it from the lower part.
Oh, you're pumping it from the bottom into the top.
Exactly.
Oh, I see.
She's using her hands. She's just in
I'd like to
there.
have
Yeah.
this in my kitchen.
You know, I've been to Rome twice.
Yes.
The first time I was 25. The second time I was 35. We stayed in the same area, Trastevere. The first time I was staying with a friend who had rented a cottage there, and he was like, let's get gnocchi for dinner tonight. So we go to the gnocchi lady. Have I told you this story? Mm-mm. We go there. He speaks a little Italian, so he's like, due, whatever. And it's just like this woman who's working there, and she scoops out with her bare hand, and I don't think about it, but like she scoops out gnocchi.
You did tell me this. I love this
She
story.
scoops out the gnocchi, she weighs it out to due, whatever it was. And then we hand her money, and that's when she put on the glove. And I was 25, and my brain exploded because of like, yeah, money is the dirty thing, the food is the clean thing. When I was 35, we went back there, and I was like, I have to find this gnocchi lady. I don't know if she's still there. So we're wandering the streets. She's still there.
Of course she is.
Just that. We do it backwards here. We do it backwards.
We do it completely backwards here. The other part of that story is like, yes, she was there.
Yeah.
10 years later, 12 years
10
later.
years later.
Yeah. Probably looked exactly the same.
That's great. She's eating gnocchi. She's having wine. Using her hands.
Straight from the barrel.
I'm not spitting that out. It's delicious. How old are you?
30. Last week.
It's incredible.
She's dirty.
She's incredible.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Welcome,
Thank
Stanley.
you very much. Thank you.
Look at how just like naturally beautiful she is.
Oh my god.
This woman, she's 30, so she's basically my age.
Yes.
She is straight chilling, but working hard as
Yeah.
well. On this gorgeous vineyard, I would do it. And
What's stopping you?
There's probably a lot we can't see, but she seems very like free and peaceful
Yeah.
to me. As an almost 30-year-old woman, she seems to me to have way more figured out.
But do you? I yes, and it may also be like the people who just work with hands and the land. Those people always feel like, to me, because we deal with ephemera and things that live either in the moment, like a theatrical moment, or like in data on a television or a screen. That disconnection of what 30 is, like 30 years of like, you know, dirt and 30 years of like
It's just so
computer.
much deeper. It's just
It
so
feels
much deeper.
deeper.
What? Green screen.
The
Alps.
Piedmont
Wait.
is foot of the mountain.
You
I think.
said, yeah, that sounds right. Yeah,
Pied?
Yeah.
Mo.
You said last time that you wanted to see some Alp stuff, right?
Northern.
This is very northern.
This is very northern. There is, and I hope he does it this episode, there's like a little sliver that's just north of this it's called Aosta Valley. They make wine there, and it's like it's on the side of a mountain. They're using like literally harnesses to like climb up the mountain. Do that stuff.
I've ascended to Italy's smallest and highest region, Valle d'Aosta.
That's what I'm talking about.
Nestled
so
in the Alps, its cuisine is influenced
That's
by
it?
close
This is the one.
neighbors, France and Switzerland.
Gorgeous.
As usual, I'm famished.
Yeah, Austa
And
is
there's
what
a
you
little
said.
restaurant
Osta.
Osta.
off the
Oh,
mountain
high five.
Dedicated to alpine food.
Thank you.
Bad.
Alpine.
Jane.
C'est fromage.
We can go outside if
Let's
you
go
want.
outside.
Yeah.
Love her.
She's
With
in the
views
top
like
5.
these, you have to eat outside.
What?
Excuse me?
What?
Allora avete del jambon d'os.
This is all
Boss
French.
ham. Boss ham.
Jambon.
It's
This is
very
all
French.
French.
It's very French.
He's French.
And cute and glasses.
Yeah.
And if there's one dish that Valle d'Aosta's close neighbors are famous for,
Oh, grazie.
it's fondue. On this side of the mountains, it's called fonduta.
Fonduta.
And over here, they make it a little
Make
different.
fondue, but make it Italian. Fonduta.
Italian fontina cheese from cows fed on sweet grass high in these mountains make the fonduta so luscious, it doesn't need the white wine they add in France or Switzerland.
Salvinating. Salvinating.
I'm
Oh
just
my God, that is so good.
Ti piace, vero?
That's incredible.
love
Also
her.
her.
È molto particolare.
Who's not to love?
I know.
Perfetto. Con questo
Con questo paesaggio è perfetto, non si può chiedere di più.
so delicious.
It's the gratitude.
Yeah.
Everyone seems to love what they're doing and be so grateful with something as simple as, and not that it's simple, a beautiful vista view.
How often are you hearing Americans genuinely express, "Isn't this amazing?"
Never.
Never.
Especially in New York, like we all
Especially
complain.
in New York. I don't know. Maybe I should have a little bit of doubt. We don't know everybody's life. But it
Sure.
feels as if she's entering into her daily life and being like, this is what I have and this is what I do.
know.
And I would
know.
never do anything else.
No.
I don't get the vibe that these people want for more.
Maybe baked into their life is not some structure that produces chronic dissatisfaction.
For real.
Vicky Cristina Barcelona. The best line of the fucking movie is when Penelope Cruz is pointing at Scarlett Johansson as Javier Bardem like crosses in front of her. It's like a very beautiful scene, but it's sort of like chronic dissatisfaction. That's what you have. Chronic dissatisfaction. Very American.
We are on the border, so we have to cross.
I want to go here.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You are ready?
Ciao, Italia.
Okay.
Switzerland.
We are in Switzerland.
We're in Switzerland. Oh wait, I forgot something. Is that where we're going?
Yeah.
Dad jokes.
Rifugio.
Rifugio.
Tight pants. I want to hear him tell an actual
To the
joke.
Alps.
I know.
A glass of the local liquor.
Fantastic.
I tend to like things that make you make that face.
Yeah, same. Yeah. Sure. It's not him.
No, I thought it was for a second.
Yeah, I know. I think we were supposed to.
Dire quanto sono per godersi appieno la bellezza delle montagne. It's difficult to describe. Sometimes I see them and I shut up because it's impossible to talk about.
Beautiful.
She
You
gets
see
it.
them and you shut up
Shut
because
up.
they're impossible to talk about.
Is Valle d'Aosta and Piedmont beyond, where the Italian nation was born. A region without which I wouldn't be searching for Italy at all.
Who wrote that script?
I think he did. What are you thinking? What are you feeling?
This is a place I want to go.
Yeah. Both or the last place in particular?
Just, I want to go up there, you know?
Still right up there.
There's just like a simplicity and a gratitude and an appreciation that I just feel like we could all really benefit from.
It's hard to walk outside in New York and feel that. I mean, like, I know that there are places in New York City, rather. I know that there are places in New York City where you can go and you can feel that.
I will say, remember when you first got here today?
Yeah.
And you saw the light on my table? And you were like,
Gorge.
I'm not trying to be that girl. I do meditate every morning, right there on that pillow. When I open my eyes for my meditation in the morning and that light is like looking like that, I've never in any other place that I've lived felt like, and every morning it like really doesn't get old. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is where I'm supposed to be. And it also came after a chapter where I felt like I was living in a place where I was not supposed to be. And I'm grateful for that. when I step outside this Mecca, or even like into the other room,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I like lose it. I
Yeah.
lose the gratitude very easily. We've all got our things that we are always wanting for more. These places seem to make these people be like, well, it's so much bigger than me.
Yeah.
And I feel grateful to be a part of this beautiful landscape.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I'm looking to put a beautiful landscape around me. You know what I mean?
That's interesting.
The woman at the vineyard and the
Yeah.
woman here in the Alps, like, they feel a part of these greater things.
For sure.
And I think that brings a sort of peace.
It's the smallness.
I think the whole idea of where you live affecting truly your like moment to moment emotions.
Yeah.
I don't think everybody takes that into consideration. And I don't think I took it into consideration until quite recently. When I watch this show, I'm just like, it sounds so simple, but like the world is massive.
It's huge. It's a good show. It's a good show.
It's a good show. They do a good job.
They do a good job. Do you know what the next episode is?
I don't remember.
Even though they've all come out at this point, like we said earlier, we're
Leisure.
sort of-
Leisure.
yeah, we're enjoying leisure, or some people say leisure. I don't
Yeah,
like
what do
that.
you say?
Leisure.
Leisure.
Leisurely. Leisurely. Leisure. Leisure.
I ate the last one. I didn't ask you about it. We want to say
Thank you. Thank you for watching episode 2 of Smooch
the Tucc.
Tucc.
Let's do it one more time.
Thank you so much for watching episode 2. Thank you so much for watching episode 2 of Smooch
The Tucc. Was I supposed to say?
No, it was great. Thank you. We'll see you next time. Bye. Mwah. I think we got it.
Yeah, I think we got it. I think we got something or other.